So this is just a quick update. I didn't really prepare this, but this earlier this week in the Reddit data recovery subreddit, there was a couple of instances of people trying to open a fat drive, and instead of seeing their directory listing the way they expected it to be, they just saw one entry of USBC and then some garbage. And I did a blog post on this USBC folder thing a while ago. There was all kinds of wild speculations about it being a virus. It was in some places referred to as the USBC virus. It has got nothing to do with a virus. So basically, what happens is that normally, simplified. I'm gonna explain this simplified. Normally, if data gets written to a USB drive, because it always concerns USB connected drives. When data gets written to a USB drive, what happens is that, say I want to write 8 sectors worth of data. Then on a low level, a so-called command package gets prepared, and basically a command package is a protocolized way of telling a controller to take, in our example, 8 sector worth of data and write this to a specific address on the USB drive. And so we have the command package that tells the controller what it needs to do, and there is the data package, which is the actual data that needs to be written at a certain location on a USB drive. Now, what seems to be happening, and I don't know why this happens, is that the content of the command package gets written to the drive. Usually it should not be written to the drive, but it gets written to the drive. So, for example, what we see if we were to write 8 sectors worth of data to a USB drive, what will be written in erroneously is 8 sectors worth of data. But rather than the 8 sectors of data, the command package somehow ends up inside this 8 sector worth of data. So what we get is one sector. The first sector of the data is the command package, and then the second sector is the original first sector, and so forth and so forth. So the command block inserts itself in the first sector of the 8 sectors we were going to write, and then the original data all shifts one sector down, and the last sector basically drops off and doesn't get written anywhere. So this is the little blog post I did earlier. So what I did back then to recover the data, because I found a lot of the file recovery tools did not even detect the folders that were lost due to the inserted USB-C command blocks. So what I did was I used a hex editor and manually got rid of the USB command sector and shifted the remaining sectors one sector closer towards the start of the drive. Yeah. So in other words, what got written was the command sector, and then all the following sectors had their offset increased by one sector. So I deleted the command sector, and the remaining 7 sectors I moved one sector up. So one, yeah, okay. So that, and that way I was able to use DMDE, and basically it. I did a video on that. I stumbled. I didn't hear. Yeah. So basically, I manually shifted all those sectors back to where they were supposed to be. We lose one sector, and then in DMDE, I was able to see the directory structure as it was supposed to be. And in this video, I will use the same disk image as an example, because as I encountered several of these USBC issues on Reddit, I decided to see if there was an easier way to get the files back rather than patching a disk image. Supposedly, ISObuster has documented on its website in the revision history that it accounts for these USBC sectors. So I decided to try this finally. I never tried it, but I couldn't make it work. I got this disk image that I have contains photos, Canon RAW and JPEG, and I was able to get files that I could view, but they didn't have original file names, so they basically were carved files. So this is one thing you can do if you take a carver. Suppose I'm interested in getting the JPEG files back from the disk. I select the D drive, which is the one with the USB-C, and I start scanning, and then I will, as you can see, be able to get back files. I'm going to stop it. It will continue finding files. So this is one option, an easy option. And the other, I tried several file recovery tools. I tried DMDE, all the usual suspects. DMDE, UFS Explorer, Disk Drill I tried. I even tried some of the tools I would not usually use myself. EaSys I tried, I believe, and Recover It from Wondershare, but none of them were really, all of them were able to find raw files, like but without original file names. Now suppose you have a USB flash drive on which you have documents, text documents, text documents, Word documents, and all that kind of. You may want to have the original folder structure back and file names and all that kind of stuff. And one of the last tools I tried was RStudio, and it did amazingly well. So for basically the conclusion of the video will be, if you need to recover data from USBC issue, so the drive has USB-C sectors all over the place, then I suggest you try RStudio. So basically, maybe I should show you what, for example, because I'm normally a fan of DMDE, but just to show you, I will open the volume in DMDE, and I do see this, how do you pronounce this, DSIM folder, but I don't see anything inside it. So suppose I wanted to recover files with the original folder file name and the folder structure and the original file names, this would not do. And I can get original file names in an unnamed folder, but I would have to scan the entire drive, which takes, I can show you. Scan. So basically we would have to sit out the entire scan, and then I could probably recover some of the files. It's finding files. And I'm gonna pause it now, because if you use RStudio instead, it's a matter of seconds. Here it is. And I can recover files from those. I still see some corruption, but this is the folder with the valid non-deleted files, and so I can recover these just fine, including the original file name. The file name is not very interesting in this case, but if it would be your Word document and Excel files and whatever, the actual file name may have meaning, is meaningful, and you want to have that, so you can see what the file is about without opening it and all that stuff. So, a long story short, if you have corrupt FAT32, exFAT drives on USB connected devices, easiest, quickest way is to use RStudio. Well, that's it basically. Bye bye. A like and subscribe if you. It helps me. It really helps me. Stop. Cut.